If you want a supremely easy way to jumpstart your portfolio and at the same time be getting clients for your real estate photography business, here's something that you can do. At the beginning of your business, you might be concerned, like you have a camera, sure, but you don't have any actual shoots that you've gone to. You don't know how to get portfolio imagery. You don't know how to get clients because you need a portfolio to get clients, because you walk up to them and you say like, hey, I'm a real estate photographer, this and that. They say like, hey, let me see your portfolio. Here's a big problem. I don't have a portfolio. So how do we get clients and build a portfolio at the same exact time? This is something that I talk to my students quite heavily about. And it is, it's one of those things where as soon as I talk about it, you're going to be like, oh, duh, of course. Go into open houses. Bring your camera, bring your tripod, go into open houses, have it in your hand and start talking to these realtors and just say, hey, can I take a few, practice images and send them to you? You get their phone number, their email, all that stuff. And then you get the images edited. Boom. Not only do you have the beginnings of a portfolio, then you also have the contact information to the clients, potential clients that you can go and work with. So how it all looks is this. Like I just said, you go into an open house and then you find the realtor, and there's some level of tact that you have to have when talking to these realtors, because something that you want to avoid is you don't want to go up and say, hey, I'm working on building my portfolio. I'm a new real estate photographer. Can I take some photos and send them your way and maybe we can work together? You don't want to do that. You want to walk in and say, hey, I'm a real estate photographer. I'd love to take some practice images with my camera that I'm holding right here. And I'll send them to you, just as an example of what I can do. So the reason why you don't want to mention the term portfolio or the word portfolio is because when you're working or when you go into these open houses and you start throwing portfolio around, they can get into image licensing problems. And then what these realtors will do, because you also have to think about how open houses work. Not every open house that you go to will have the listing agent. So realtors can, there's like an app on your phone that you can list the address and you can open up your listing for other realtors to host so that they can have, prospective buyers come in and then they can network with these potential buyers and then maybe they can become their listing clients or whatever. So if the listing agent themselves isn't going to be at this property, then there might be some things with image licensing. If you mention the word portfolio or marketing, they're going to kind of have red flags that go off and be like, oh, well, no, I'm not really okay with you being at this property, taking photos for your portfolio because, I'm not the listing agent. Like, there's just going to be some weird things to figure out. So if you just go in with the express intent of like, hey, I'd love to take some pictures for you, and then I'll send you an example of what I can do. And then, maybe there's a good time to work together. And then, like I always say in the videos that I make, add them to a spreadsheet. Call them every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. I have some people commenting on the videos like, oh, if somebody did that, I would just add them to a do not call list. It's like, whatever, dude. Just give them a call, follow up with them. It's going to be fine. Even if you're already a real estate photographer. Like, the whole point of having a real estate photography business, like real estate in general, is a very networking and relationship heavy industry to be in. So if you're not following up with people and you're not like having a relationship with them, a professional relationship with them, then they're not going to want to work with you, because when these people are your clients, you're going to get to know them. You're going to have a relationship with them, a professional relationship with them, and you're going to continue to get to know them better. So why not start doing that before you work together so that it's an easier transition to work together? So all that to say, when you're at these properties specifically, you can, if you go there and you leave your let's talk about the specifics for a sec. If you go to an open house and you leave your camera and tripod in the car and then you walk in, your success rate is probably going to be lower, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to go in, you're going to ask them, hey, I'm a real estate photographer. Can I take some practice pictures? And, it won't take 5 minutes and I'll send you the results or whatever. And then if they say yes, or like, oh, maybe, yeah. And then you have to like walk back to your car, like, okay, I'm going to go get my camera really quick. Just make it easy for them to say yes, where, you have your camera and tripod in hand. You're like, it'll take 40 seconds. I'm going to take, pictures of 3 rooms in the backyard and front yard, and I'll send them to you as a nice, example of what I can do. That's going to be a whole lot easier to say yes to if the open house is empty, there's nobody walking in, and you can just be like, okay, I'll be in and out of here, and then I'll send you the results, tomorrow or the next day or whatever. And bonus points if you do send them to them like the next morning, because they'll be like, holy crap, his turnaround time is amazing. On top of that, you don't have to do just photos. You can do social media vertical walkthrough videos, which I made a whole video about, which I'll link right here, or you can do social media highlight videos, which take a little bit more time and effort. But if you run into a realtor that's like really open to the idea of like, hey, yeah, take some practice, whatever, yeah, let's do it, send it to me, I'd love to see what you do. Because you will run into a lot of people that are okay with it. You'll run into people that'll say no. That's fine. There will always be people that say no, and then you'll run into the people that are like, hell yeah, do it, I don't give a shit. So then that's what you have to just continue doing. Because if you think about all this from like a strategic perspective, if you need portfolio images, you're going to need to go on shoots. You're not going to need to be in houses unless there's only so many angles you can take of your own house after you clean it or whatever. And typically like that probably won't be portfolio material. That's practice stuff. But going into open houses is going to be really cool, because even if you go to 20 open houses and only 10 of them say yes, that's 10 different houses that you can have in your portfolio. So you can have 10 different living room shots, 10 different kitchen shots, 10 different exteriors. Maybe you bring your drone and you take a couple aerial shots. That's a solid portfolio right there. And you'll have, the contact information of 10 different realtors to talk to, that maybe 3 of them eventually start using you, or maybe all 10 of them start using you. It's a fantastic way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and I think you should give it a try. So that's the main thing I wanted to talk about in this short video. I'm going to be uploading a whole lot more. I also wanted to talk briefly about my Discord community. It's free to join. There's just a bunch of people talking about real estate photography stuff. There's like a photo review section, a video review section. There's a general chat. There's like, how you can vote for different content things, pieces of content that you want to see on this channel. I'm super active on that Discord, so I'd love to see you there. I'm just trying to, essentially just build a community that all of us can help each other grow. So that's all for this video, but you can pick up my book in the description below. The coaching program is still going absolutely nuts. I'm being a little bit more selective with who I take on, just for, from a pure time constraint, because I want to be able to dedicate my time to these people that are joining. So if you're interested, you can find a link to apply in the description below. But good talk to you. See you in the next one. Goodbye.